Hi guys, it's Rick from Ozark Living Homestead. It's September the 19th, about 6:45 in the afternoon. Anyway, I got a little more of the bush hogging done. I actually got all the way up to the pond now out by the road. As you can see, there's a little bit here. It's on a hillside. I got to knock it down with a weed or something because I can't get the bush hog to really go over it. But got it all the way up to the pond. And then I'll start working like right from there. Where you see on the right is the road, where it ends there. And then I'll start working my way around the backside of the pond and everything, along the edge of the creek. But kind of took it easy today. Went to it wasn't a farm auction. It was a farm equipment consignment auction. It's where different farmers or people bring in their farm equipment. They have it twice a year, from what I understand. They have one today, and then they have another one in the spring. And it's a pretty big auction, from what everybody tells me. And it's, pretty much got anything you can think of to do with the farm. So I actually went out. I had one of my neighbors that helps me out quite a bit go with me. And you can see the goats up there, and we're fixing to put them a fence up. We've made a few changes of where we're going to do things, but eventually they'll still go out by the road. But anyway, sorry for the real fast. We went to this auction today, and excuse that, zooming in and out there, and there's quite a few implements that I've been wanting. And of course I didn't want to pay new prices for brand new equipment because I'm not a big farmer. I don't have a big garden, just small scale, and it's going to be a nice sized garden, but we didn't want to spend tons of money on new equipment. It just didn't make sense. So we figured we'd pick them up here and there, Craigslist, auctions, farm auctions and stuff like that. And I spent, I think, a little over $500. I actually got some really good deals. This is what they call, again, I'm not an expert, they call it a middle buster plow. I think I paid $100 for that. I'm not sure what to go for. I know they go for quite a bit more than that, but I paid $100 for it in this area. Of course, every area is different. But that's just one of the things that I picked up. And we had this old trailer loaded down. They actually loaded all this stuff up for me with a bobcat, and then we had some of it actually in the back of the truck because my neighbor, it's kind of a funny story. The very first item they had for people to bid on was a little portable sandblaster. Well, nobody knew what it was. They kept calling it a tank on a cart, and he bid. Well, they started off trying to get $50 out of it. They didn't even know what they were trying to sell, but they were trying to get $50 out of it. They came down to $3. He bid $3. Then they tried to get $5. They couldn't get $5. So he ended up getting it for $3. It's a portable sandblaster, and it actually works. He hooked it up when he got it home, and it actually works. But he helped me get all this stuff off the trailer. And we actually put it back here behind the old house. That way it's out of the way. That middle buster up there is the only thing I haven't moved yet. And I gotta get it. I'll do it tomorrow. It's getting late. But this is old disc. It needs a little bit of work. And I want to say I paid $125 for this. It does need a little bit of work, and it's old. All this stuff. Well, some of it's not too old, but this is probably the oldest piece that I bought today. But for that amount of money, I've seen them up here going for $450 and up. This size, some of them a little newer, some of them this age. So anyway, then I bought a 2-bottom breaking plow. That's to break the ground up, so you can disc it, that's what the disc is. Use the disc, to disc up your ground. But I bought the 2-bottom plow, and I think I think I paid $210. I paid $210 for that. And then I bought a blade. Now this blade, it's a John Deere blade. It's an old John Deere blade. And my neighbor really liked it. Actually tried to buy it off of me before I even got it home. It's real heavy duty, and I paid, I think, $100 a quarter for it. But it swivels, and actually I've got it at it's actually sitting back on its back. It's kind of hard to see. But anyway, it swivels, and you'll see it once I get it on the traction using. It'll make it easy to do the ditches along the edge of the driveway. It actually will help me clean out some of the creek, but it's just real solid, heavy steel. It's been sitting a while. You can tell it's all rusted and it hadn't been used in quite a while, but everything works freely. It's not froze up, and I actually got a really good deal on these pieces. And like I said, it was a little over $500 that I ended up paying for all this equipment, which I was amazed. I thought I would end up paying a lot more. I mean, just for that two bottom plow there. I've been watching Craigslist for a year now, and the cheapest I've seen was $375, and it wasn't in as good a shape as that one is. And then they go on up to $450, $500, you know, for a good two bottom plow. So almost what I would have had to pay for that two bottom plow. I pretty much got all this equipment, which is going to help me in the garden. It's going to help me a whole lot with a lot of different things around here, especially that blade. You know, the breaking plow. You know, I need that to break up all that ground to get it ready this winter, to get it ready for spring planting. You know, there's a few more implements I need to get, and I'll pick them up over the winter, because someone told me that during the winter people don't need them, so the prices drop on them. And so that's the best time to buy these things, is to get them during the winter time, because come spring everybody wants them, prices go back up again. But anyway, and you guys can see that I have a big mess over here. I have all the fencing over here on this side of the house, the barbed wire, gate, you know, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, pretty much spent the day at the auction, and then got home and had to unload all the trailers. So I actually enjoyed it. It was a big auction, and I was amazed. The tractor that I have, they had one like it, almost like it. It was a 900 series, if I'm not mistaken. Mine's an 800 series. It went for $600 cheaper than what I paid for mine. But again, you know, it's an auction, and it was a lot nicer. Somebody had recently done a nice paint job on it, which paint job means nothing when it comes to working, but it sounded like a good running tractor. But yeah, it was quite a bit cheaper than what I paid for mine, but that's the way things go. But anyway, I thought this is just another update. Again, I hope I'm not boring you guys with these updates. I was gone for a while, so I'm kind of trying to catch up on a lot of these updates. Well, the chicken coop that you saw, like I said, I took the day off, but I don't think I got to show anyone in the platform there. That's where the coop's going to be, and it's actually going to be on the inside. You guys got to excuse me here, I don't mean to be jerking around, but it's actually going to be on the inside of these cattle panels. And this is the floor of it. It's going to be 4x8, and then I'll put a piece of plywood on the front side of this floor, and then on the back side of this floor, and I'll take my saw and, you know, actually take and cut. Let me get my finger in the lens here, but I will cut all along the edge there, so the plywood actually forms to the edge here, so it'll actually be rounded. And then the nest boxes are going to be on the outside here, and then there'll be a door in there, and then the rest of it inside, you know, would be for them to roam. And then under it here, as you can see, there's a 4x8 space under there, because that's what the floor is there. Is where the feeders are going to be and the water's going to be, and they can actually get out of the weather if they need to. and get out the hot sun or whatever. There will be some tin on it, but anyway, guys, I don't want to bore you again with all this. Just trying to get some of these updates done and then get back to work on a lot of this stuff. So I'm gonna call it a night, and if you guys like to see more of these videos, just hit subscribe and like. All right, have a nice night, guys.